You and I have been built to submit to laws and principles. Let's take, for instance, a plant. Look at the plant, for instance. We see them all grown up. We see them beautifully made. We see them, exhibiting God's glory in nature. Guess what? They submitted to laws and principles. Okay, let's take them one after the other. Any plant you see growing beautifully in whichever way, in whichever way you saw them, in whatsoever geographical location, they all submitted to laws and principle. Take, for instance, the law of soil. They were obedient to the law of soil. That means they were allowed, they willingly entered the soil to be buried into the soil. That's the first law they submitted to. The second law they submitted to was the law of sunshine. For a plant to grow, for a plant to achieve its full potentials, the second law it must submit to is the law of sunshine. They need the sun, to get nutrients. They need the sun to achieve their greenness, their beauty nature, or whatsoever they need the sun for. But another law they need for them to grow beautifully is sunshine. So they submitted themselves to sunshine. Another law, those plants, those beautiful plants we see on a day-to-day basis. Another law they submitted to was the law of moisture. How do I mean? They allowed moisture, they allowed water, they allowed liquid to be poured into them so that they will grow. They submitted to the law of moisture. The third law they submitted to was the law of nutrients. You see, after the law of the soil, after the law of sunshine and the law of moisture, they submitted to the law of nutrients. That means they needed to be fed with manure, with all the right nutrients in the correct proportion for them to achieve their beauty, for them to achieve all the glory they exhibit. The same way the plants are used in the scenario, the same way they submitted themselves to all these laws for them to germinate and bring forth their beauty. The same way we as mankind, we are built to submit to laws. For you to radiate, for you to bring forth the glory that God has placed in you, for you to achieve all that you are meant to achieve, you need to submit. You and I need to submit to the laws of nature. The beauty of it is, before now, I was struggling, because I'm like, why is things not working? Why is this aspect of my life not the way it should? But when I understood that as creatures of God, as living things who has God's nature, even the non-living things, the plant, the stone, every one of us, submit to laws, directly or indirectly. So when I came to this full understanding, I can assure you that my struggles ended. I'm not where I want to be, but there is a motion in place. There is a starting point. There is a movement I have come to realize, and that is I am built to function by laws and principles. You might pray for money tonight. I'm not negating the fact of prayer or the place of prayer, but there are some laws and principles that you and I need to put in place for us to attain the highest, for us to attain the highest peak that we want to achieve or attain in life. Like I said, after discovering laws, after discovering the fact that I was placed on earth to function with laws and principles, guess what? My struggles ended, because life is built on laws and principles. And the earlier we embrace this truth, the better for us. There are laws and principles in place, placed by God, the supreme God, the one that knows everything before he brought us to this world, the one that master planned and masterminded everything. He placed everything to function by laws. So your responsibility, you and I, our responsibility is to sit down and to study, to come to the realization of these laws and principles. Like the plant in our scenario, they function, they don't have a choice. But look at, even with the fact that they don't have choice, they come out beautifully well. So nature points us to the gloriness of God. Nature points us to how God created the earth. Take another example, the mango tree. The mango tree, for the mango tree to achieve its full potential, there is a seed in the mango tree. In that seed, there are trees. On those trees, there are mango trees. On those same mango trees, there are trees. And before you know it, you have orchards of mango trees. Orchards of fruits. The same way with human, the same way with us. Let's put ourselves in the place of the plants, and we'll function effectively. So that is it for today. I would love to hear your feedback and comments. You can put them in the comment section. What is your impression? What impression are you having from this video? Please share in the comment section. I also share a link to my other social media platforms. You can be a part of this journey, so that we'll share in this journey together. We'll share ideas. Till I see you in my next video. Bye.